Hey, good morning everybody. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. I made myself take today off. I've been working 6 days a week for months and months now, so I definitely wanted to take today. And we're gonna pack up the bearded dragons and we're gonna go on an hour-and-a-half car trip to Fruita, Colorado. We're gonna go to Arrowhead Veterinary Clinic and we're gonna have these guys checked out. So I'm your host, Dylan, and you're watching another episode of Prehistoric Companions. So we just got Philo here a bath, nice lukewarm bath. Bearded dragons love baths. Most of them, I would think, mine do. And baths always help them go to the bathroom. So I got 2 samples, one from Philo and one from Aussie. So we're gonna have some nasty poopy samples, see if the technicians at the clinic can find anything bacterial or worms or whatever might be potentially affecting these guys. So just kind of wanted to document a little bit of what's going to happen today. They do have some particular protocols due to the whole COVID-19. I had to call them and they set me up with a parking space. So we'll get there, I'll call them, let them know what space I'm in. They'll send a tech out. I'll describe briefly what's going on with these guys, or as much detail actually as I can. And they'll take the dragons, they'll go analyze them, and we'll just see how it all plays out today. I did also ask them for some consent to see if I could record or document a little bit of the process or what's going to happen today, just so that my viewers, like yourself, would kind of have an idea if you have an animal that you think needs to go to the vet, kind of what to expect. And especially right now with COVID-19, it's a little different protocols and processes, so we have to abide by those. So we're gonna get these guys individually packed up, get them cozy for the car ride. Like I said, it's gonna take about an hour-and-a-half to get there, and we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. Alright, yeah, I found my selfie stick. I've been missing that for a minute or two. So we got these dragons all packed up separately. I got Philo in this little doggy / cat carrier, but it's a dragon carrier for me. I got him a towel in there so he's soft and cozy, and I got Aussie here in a tub with her own towel. So we'll get him packed up, get him cozy in the Jeep. We got an hour and 45 minutes, so let's hit the road. Don't want to be late. Had to make a quick stop, get some gas. Now we're on our way to Fruita. Philo's hiding behind me. He usually, I let him out. He's not usually that rambunctious when we're out cruising around, so I'll usually have him in my lap, or if he starts getting a little too antsy, I'll pull over and pack him up, which is ideally safer when you're transporting animals, especially like reptiles. But he's such a well-behaved little guy, I trust him. So yeah, bearded dragons, man, they, just like us, they have like a healthy amount of like gut bacteria, and I'm thinking they've just been so lethargic and like wonky this past several months that, maybe they have an excess of like gut bacteria or something. I've treated it with antiprozol, giving them the appropriate dose, 1 cc per 100 grams of body weight. I give them a dose every 2 weeks as recommended by this chart that I was following. That medicine, I think, did do a lot of good because their urates, the white part, and their poop you definitely know something's wrong if that urate is not completely white. If it's got like red or orange or discoloration, there's something bad going on. And they had that. Right now, currently, the last 2 weeks, I'd say their urates have been completely white. But they hardly poop at all. I'm amazed they even poop at all. They don't eat anything. They'll eat bugs. They'll eat the dubia roaches. They'll eat whatever bugs, and I give them syringe slurries with dandelion powdered greens. So they're getting their nutrients and supplements the best they can. And I think it's those extra initiatives that I've taken that have, kept their energy up and kept them going all these months. So we'll get them analyzed here in the next couple hours. I got their samples all packed up, nice and neat right here. So the analysts can take those into the lab, put it under a microscope, and see if there's anything parasitic going on. So I won't lie. 9 years ago, well, it was probably a little longer than that, before I got Philo, my first bearded dragon. I'm trying to focus the camera here and drive at the same time. Do not attempt by yourself. I'm a professional. When I was probably like 14 or 15 is what really started my reptile obsession. I went on a family cruise, and we went on a carnival cruise, and one of our excursions, we got off on like one of the islands. I think we were in Honduras, and some guy was on the beach with his huge, must have been like 5.5 foot red iguana, beautiful big iguana, and the thing was so docile. And like, I've been obsessed with dinosaurs, even from like the youngest moments of my life that I can remember. I knew all my dinosaurs, man, all of them. A Triceratops, Ichthyostega, Apatosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, I knew them all. I loved scaly animals. So I saw the iguana, and right then I just like, I have to get one. And years later, I did. Probably about maybe a year or two later, one year for Christmas, my parents surprised me with a juvenile green iguana. I named her Attila, and boy, she was so cool, but very quickly I learned that they don't make the greatest pets. She whooped my butt. She would whip me with her tail. She bit my roommate twice and drew blood. And she, just as an animal, the iguanas, they need more care, more attention, and I just couldn't give her all of that at the time. I was in college. I was taking between 16 and 18 credit hours of classes, so I couldn't give her. I didn't really know much about reptiles and like how to understand them and how to respect them or any of that. The hard lessons that I've learned throughout the years of keeping reptiles. So I got Attila, and then probably about a year later, once I went to college, it was really more a gift for me than my girlfriend, but I used that as an excuse. I went out of my way to go buy my girlfriend, at the time, a bearded dragon, but it was really more for me. I wanted the dragon. I started watching YouTube videos, just random, and I came across the bearded dragons and just how much fun it looked, like watching them eat different bugs, and how energetic they were and how friendly they were. And they were just the coolest thing to me. So I, not knowing at the time what Petco and PetSmart, the chain pet stores, how they get their animals from wholesalers and everything that all entails. Had I known what I know now, I probably would have sought out a breeder and got something really unique. But I didn't know much about them at the time, and I just wanted to collect them. So I went to Petco, and I found there was one dragon that they had, and he had a little nub. That's this guy sitting behind me. I don't know if you can see him. He's still there. But little Philo. He was like $60-$70, and I didn't care if he was the only one in there. I just really wanted a bearded dragon. So if I could go back, I just would have, done more research from the get-go instead of all this trial and error over the years. like him, really improper diet. I fed him lettuce for the first years of his life. I definitely gave him lots and lots of bugs, lots of crickets, lots of worms and stuff. So he grew up pretty quick. Within the like 8 or 9 months, he was adult size, and he's even put on a bit of body mass over the years as well. Yeah, so to ultimately the best as you can to avoid this situation and having to work extra with your animals to, you know, keep them in ideal health, you want to start off from an early age. If you get a baby bearded dragon or a juvenile bearded dragon, you want to diversify their diet and give them all the right stuff from the get-go. That way you won't have issues feeding them throughout their life, you know. So these guys are a work in progress. But had I known definitely from the get-go, I probably wouldn't have so much problems with these guys eating their salad. You know, I've only really, for a long time, given him like lettuce, romaine lettuce, and zucchini, different squash. You know, not really that diverse of a diet. These days, I try to give them collard greens, dandelion greens, turnip greens. So really probably up until these last 3 years is, you know, when I've done like the most of my research and really trying to learn as much as I can about these awesome little guys and trying to do right by them. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes, and hopefully through each video that I create and I get more followers, and, you know, I just want to be open and honest and share my experiences with these guys and learn too. Every day is a day for learning. So I learn all kinds of new crazy stuff every single day. So that being said, I'm gonna put this phone away, gonna focus on driving, and we'll see what the docs have to say when we get there. Okay, so we've made it. I found myself a parking spot. Philo here is chilled right here the whole way. just hangs out, does his thing. So we're gonna give them a call, let them know I'm right out front, and a tech is gonna come out and ask some basic questions. We'll give them an overview of their history and things that I've been doing. I did bring my anti-prozol that I was giving them for probably 2.5, 3 months. So we'll, just so they know everything, I want to give them as much information as I possibly can. Okay, so we just got off the phone with the receptionist at the front desk. She took some information, my information mostly, and Philo and Aussie. It was the first time we were being seen at this particular clinic, so they had to get all the basic info, how old they are, male, female, their names, my billing information, all that good stuff. So shortly someone will come out. I'm in spot number 5. They know what spot I'm in. They'll come and do a review, get some more information on these guys. Alright, so the gal came out. She took the dragons in. The main veterinarian, Dr. Bingham, is going to come out momentarily, get some more information from me. Just do a really detailed, thorough history of what has been going on with these dragons and the care that I've been giving them these last better part of the year. All the extra care and attention. Maybe I'll situate the phone right there and I'll just capture the conversation. The techs and the vets might not particularly want to be filmed or documented, but it's just me right here, you know. So yeah, she came and asked, definitely want to make sure the lighting is being changed as often as possible. You know, the things that, you know, every reptile owner should be doing anyways. Changing the UVB and, well, not UVA lighting necessarily, but if the UVB bulb burns out, those are only good for about 6 months to 9 months. So definitely date when you got the new bulb. Right, my current bulbs I wrote down in August. I purchased them in August, so in 6 months time I'll know to change them out. So supplements, what are they eating, definitely making sure they're getting the right greens and stuff. So I've been looking for a reliable reptile veterinarian for some time now, and especially with me doing what I'm doing now and increasing the collection size. Alright, so we didn't get documentation of that, but Dr. Bingham came out and really quickly discovered that there was a blockage in Philo's left hemipene. So yeah, a stuck cast. I don't know how the heck that happened. So that was probably causing him some discomfort. He pulled that out real quick. As far as the mass on Aussie's face, it's just primarily fluid. He suspects that she probably did get a slight puncture or something on her face and it's just swelled up, and he's not concerned about it. The swelling will subside. Overall, all the information that I supplied them, their diet and overall care, they think everything's just fine and dandy. Perhaps what is driving them to feel more sluggish is the fact that I do have them on tile, and the night temperatures drop significantly from the daytime temperatures. So when they're sleeping on that tile and it's nice and cool, that cooler temperatures could potentially drive them into a Burmation type of behavior. So maybe that's possibly what has been making me think that they're just sluggish and don't want to, they're not so active. So I might want to consider at night, even though I keep the ambient temperatures of 80 degrees, that tile will still be kind of cool to the touch. So I'll probably have to incorporate a ceramic heat emitter for at night, or maybe an under tank heat thermostat. So options to explore and experiment with. Overall, Dr. Bingham thinks that things are going just great. So thank you guys for coming along on the journey. If you're a local Coloradian and you got reptiles, Arrowhead Veterinary Clinic in Fruscia, Colorado. It's right outside Grand Junction. Is a really good place to take your reptiles. You definitely know what's up. Dr. Bingham also thought it was pretty interesting. He almost mistook Philo for a female because he doesn't have femoral pores until he popped the hemipene. So, you might be able to accurately always be able to for sure determine the gender of the animal, but some of them can be kind of tricky. I've had other vets in the past think and come and tell me that Philo is definitely a female. Man. I can't tell you enough what a sense of relief it is knowing that I'm doing a good job and that they're not in as bad a shape as I thought they were. So, but I did give the doctor and technician the fecal samples, and they'll call me back if they find something. They'll call me back regardless whether they find something or not. Just let me know the results. So, alright, stopping by good old Sonic real fast before we make the hour-long journey home. I try to stay away from fast food, but when you live a fast-paced life, what can you do? himself, and he did find worms in the fecal samples. So I'm going to get in contact with some veterinarians that are in my local area, and he's going to get some oral medication prescribed to me that I can hopefully pick up sooner. Otherwise, I'd have to wait till next Friday to drive back to Grand Junction to collect the goods. So gosh, I super appreciate the speedy quality service. Definitely very happy with my find and choice in Reptile Veterinarian. That's a wrap. We got back home. These guys are doing great. We got the prescriptions called in, so we'll just have to pick that up Monday or Tuesday and get these guys back to 100. So thanks for coming along on the journey. Overall, I was only at the vet clinic for about half an hour, and the whole trip to get 2 dragons checked out and everything that I've learned only cost about $155. So very affordable. It's not very intimidating. I'm sure, surgery and other more particular procedures, if they needed them, would cost more. But for checkup and to figure out what that bump was on Aussie's face, we found out that they have worms. So we're going to get them back to 100%. Hopefully they'll start eating again. So you guys be safe out there. Wear your mask if you go out in public. If you see your mail carrier, tell them what's up, all right? Have a good one, guys. Peace.